Hey, money actors. Today we're going to look at the top 5 mistakes that newbies can make in the film industry. Now, leave comments below if you feel like maybe I'm way off or you have different experiences that you think should be included in here. Love to start that conversation. But I'm going to go through what I think. And so here's from my experiences and my background that I think I have personally made and I can see others making. So, the first mistake that newbies make in the film industry is thinking that college is the road to a better life. And a lot of people, even outside the industry, think this way. And unless you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer, yes, you need college. But if you're going to go to college for film, visual effects, animation, you don't need a 4-year degree. It's a giant waste of money these days, especially because the government has made it insanely expensive. So when I went to film school, I got a bachelor's degree, 4-year degree, and it cost me 25 grand way back when. That's 25 years ago. I imagine that same degree is probably like 100 grand or something. But if you are in film, visual effects, animation, and gaming, no hiring manager gives a crap that you have a degree. What they care about is that you have an amazing portfolio, amazing reel, and hey, if you have a good personality, that's a great bonus. But really, all they really care about is you've got some amazing work to look at to get your first job in the industry. And so what that could mean is, yes, you do some school, but that could be like a 1-year certificate. Let's say you want to be an animator. There's a lot of great programs out there that you can get an animation certificate, and you just go for 1 year. And what you want to make sure is that the certificate that you go for, at the very end of it, you end up with a solid reel at the end of it that you can be proud of to show to a potential hiring manager. And all you need is one really good piece. I remember hiring somebody that just had one amazing turntable, and I hired him from just that because I could see the potential there. That's all you really need to do if you're an artist. Now, if you're on the production side of things, okay, things are different. You don't have a reel, you don't have any art to show. Your goal is to be maybe a producer or something, or maybe you just want to get in the film industry. Well, again, I spent 25 grand on a college degree to go deliver film for a company making less than minimum wage and going to get coffee for all the supervisors. So again, giant waste of money. So in this case, networking is your best friend. Instead of going to film school, maybe I should have gone straight to LA, started schmoozing around like I ultimately did anyway, applying around wherever I could and landing a job. You may have a different experience. Again, post your comments down below. Number 2, big mistake that newbies make in the film industry is not being grateful for an opportunity. So now these opportunities, especially if you're brand new to the industry, could be a first job, an apprenticeship, an internship. You need to be grateful for this opportunity. And I've run a few of these programs, and you would be shocked at the response that we got from some of these. For instance, I remember doing this internship. Actually, it was an apprenticeship for a texture job. And we had 8 people in the program, and they kind of came from all over the country. And one girl, she was there for 2 days, hadn't just barely started, and she asked for a meeting with the hiring manager, and she asked for a raise. After already agreeing to the amount she was going to make, here's a paid job to learn how to do what we do. So it's not even you already have this skill, it's we're teaching you how we do it so that you can literally leave this program and jump straight into a higher paying job after that. And she immediately came in and asked for a raise as an apprentice, and the hiring manager just fired her right on the spot. Like, get out of here. So be grateful for an opportunity that you had. Ran another apprenticeship. This kid did really good. But then when we offered our standard junior first job, this is how much juniors make right out of college, or in this case, an apprenticeship. And he started asking for more money. He wanted stock options. I was working for a big corporation at the time. I'm like, I'm an executive and I don't even get stock options. So, of course, this is in film and gaming. You get a little bit more than what you get in film. But it was just one of those things that's ridiculous. It's like, just say thank you and be grateful and show the hiring manager that you're grateful, and they will in turn go, I like that guy or girl, because they are grateful for this opportunity. Number 3 mistakes that newbies make in the film industry is not giving your manager a break. And what I mean by that is, again, kind of going back to that being grateful for what they're offering. And so even after the first maybe apprenticeship, internship, or first job, you're now getting your second job. And so it's time maybe for a small bump in pay and the next role. And a lot of times, and I feel bad because I kind of did this as well, is okay, I finally got into this role and now I'm going to go up to a coordinator. It actually was from PA to assistant coordinator job. And I was expecting like almost double pay or something. I'm finally going to be able to not sleep on a floor anymore and get my own apartment, still with a roommate or something, but I was going to be able to afford to live instead of scraping by. And it ended up being like not very much of a raise. And I remember that, oh, now we're going to pay you this, and this is your new title, and congratulations. And I was like, oh, is that, I didn't say, is that it? But it was clear that I wasn't grateful for that. Of course, I became a manager and then started giving people raises. And it was such a massive difference to giving somebody a raise and then being grateful for it to people who just either treat you like garbage or don't give a crap. And it's kind of like, whatever, there's a massive difference. And what people have to understand is when you're a hiring manager, you're given a budget. This is the budget that you have to give raises. In some places, not everywhere. Some places are really, this is all we have. We don't have any money to give. And some companies have zero. So in the companies that can do this, some have a small bucket of money set aside for extreme circumstances, whether it is somebody is massively underpaid or knowledge in this one person, they're going to leave because they do have another offer and you really need to keep them and they really like it here. And there is an option to give them a little bit more just to get them to stay and keep that knowledge in house. But you have to be really sparing with that. And so the hiring manager has the small bucket to just maybe add a percentage more or whatever it may be. You have to understand that that's what they're dealing with, and they can't give everybody these massive raises that, of course, everyone deserves. But it just doesn't work, especially if you're in visual effects. That is a razor thin margin. There is zero room to grow. And everybody thinks, oh, well, Hollywood's making all this money and whatnot. And that may be true, but if you're part of a vendor company especially, it's not the case. And it isn't even the case in some animation company. And so there is a small amount of money that they can spread around in some cases, but you really have to be careful on treating your manager well. They're an employee just like you, and the better you treat them and the more grateful you are to them, the better things will happen for you because they can do some things for you. Maybe, hey, you should think about doing this. You should look at that because they can be your friend. They're your manager for sure, but they can be your friend for your career. Don't treat them like shit. Bottom line. All right. So number 4, mistakes that newbies make in the film industry is that you stop learning. And that it's all about the money. The big thing is that you need to keep thinking of what is the next thing that I need to be doing to make myself better. And that can be on a whole bunch of different levels. But if you don't keep learning, you're going to be complacent. And the problem in this industry is that can really hurt you in the long run. Because if you become complacent, the technology is moving so fast that if you don't keep up with it, you'll go extinct. But look at what happened even outside of tech, which is just the business in general, where roto and tracking moved completely out of North America. And many of those people had to reinvent themselves. Look at stereo, when that was a thing where let's go see a 3D movie. And there was stereo artists. That went away. So you have to constantly be keeping up with technology and the changes in business. Think about where you want to go. Because if you don't have a goal in mind, you'll never get there. So one thing recently, because you never stop learning. And here I am 25 years into this industry, and I'm still going for how can I learn more? And I left a really great job at a company that I loved working for to roll the dice to get into gaming and to get back to the US, which is a whole different thing for a whole different reason. But rolled the dice with this brand new company. And it wasn't just now I'm going to learn how games work. And I loved the structure and the being able to do profit sharing and whatnot. But learning that whole new skill set and being in a position where now I'm pitching to bigwigs at Sony and at Xbox and at Amazon Games and all this stuff. I'd never pitched before. And it scared the crap out of me, to be honest. I just expected this boardroom, where you're way back here, and there's this long line of people in suits staring at you. It's just the image I had. It's not like that at all. But if I hadn't had that experience with that company, I wouldn't be in this interesting position that I'm in right now. And it is actually something I can't get into quite yet. I'm really excited to talk about it soon, but it aligns exactly with my Money Act strategy as well, which I love, as well as I'm now being able to be creative. I wanted to get into film to be creative. I went to film school to be a director, writer, or actor, believe it or not. And so to be on the producer side and sort of going up that ladder, I always felt like, while I was good at it, I always felt like, man, I'm missing that creative aspect. So to have the opportunity to now have both in this new role, I'm really excited about. And it's because you have to have a goal and you have to know exactly what it is not exactly what it is you want, but you have to have sort of an idea of where it is you want to be. And you have to constantly learn. The last job I had was massively worthwhile because I got to learn a ton about the gaming industry and I got to learn how to pitch to big investors. Number 5 mistakes that newbies make in this industry is not learning about money. In this industry, it's bankruptcies, it's mergers. Look at what happened just recently with Blizzard and all those layoffs. It's unions, union strikes. It's changes in the industry. It's content drying up because it goes in these big cycles. So there's a lot of reasons why you need a plan B. And you need to know about money so that you can weather that storm between gigs and between disasters in the industry, many little apocalypses. And if you can weather that storm while maintaining the lifestyle that you still have, I went 6 months in between gigs, and I was able to maintain my cushy executive lifestyle because I learned about money. And on top of that, I'm able to still thrive and continue to go for my financial goals. And if you don't have that, then you're constantly worried about what if this happens, what if that happens, because it will. And you need to be prepared for it. And a lot of people, because it's like we're artists and I just don't care about money and I don't care about finances, there's a lot of reasons to ignore the issue. And I did for a really long time. But it's time to learn. You need to learn. And you can do that, of course, by following me on this channel. Subscribe to this channel. Give it a like and a thumbs up. Engage on this channel. And keep learning. Keep moving forward. And you're going to do great in this business. Because those that are really passionate about this business are passionate people. They're great people to be a part of. There are just some mistakes that you can avoid. And you'll be better at it than I was for sure, and that many others are if you have some of this knowledge at hand. All right, thanks so much. See you next time.